because I chose to be celibate. Hold on, Jason. This is not a choice. I'm being transparent right now. Okay. It just happened like this because I'm not into casual sex. So I'm putting it out there. This is not I chose to be celibate and I want to do it. I'm being honest. Like, I'm 42. My libido every day, all day is like, so I said to him, well, what if we be companions and do and get into this thing and let this take its form?
Meaning sexual partners.
Can you take it down? Yeah. Like, I want it. I'm attracted to him. So this was a conversation. He covers me. This man spoils me. He loves me. He wants to marry me. I have passwords to his cell phones, access to his home, keys to his house. What do you mean? That's toxic, and toxic. That is my love language. So he's speaking my love language is access, transparency, and so... No. You can't... Wait, you talking a lot. You saying a lot we're going to have to go over. Go ahead.
Access to my phone, access to my house, access to my passwords is not a love language.
Me having your password, you having my password, doesn't mean we're looking for something in there. That means that you have full access, transparency to me and me to you. This is my thing. Why would a woman allow someone to penetrate their body, but I can't penetrate full access and transparency to you?
Dr. Bryant, Dr. Cheyenne from LA, they are going to drag you for filth.
I want to be penetrated.
Hey guys, welcome to Little Blackbird 91. Are you confused? Because I am. And I think a lot of us were confused. When I looked at the comments, a lot of people were confused by what Dr. Bryant was actually saying. And the reason why you're confused is because it is confusion. There are too many things that are happening. Now, this is edited probably. It's cut some short away. But this same story she has told actually before. She told it on another platform. And I did another video about this when she talked to Tamara Hall, I believe it was. And I did a video on that as well. But we're going to break it down again in a different format. The reason why it's confusing is because this isn't emotional safety. It is control. When you finally find out her background and you understand where she's coming from, you will understand why it's control. So let me give you a quick synopsis. She gives us a background of her dad was in a drug game. Her mum was on drugs at a point in time. Her mum recovered, became a great mum, fantastic. But her dad was in a drug game, taught her about how to avoid those type of men, right? And avoid men like himself. Okay. Now that's already telling you that's a chaotic background to have a father who loves you, as she says, cares about her, but he is going to be chaotic because he's in a drug game. So there were going to be times where it's going to be unsafe. He's going to have to move, shift. Things are going to be very unpredictable in that household. Your mom was also on drugs. She's not a dependable source. Therefore, you learn how to become an independent person, but you're wanting their love and you're wanting their care. It's not a safe environment. So what ends up happening is you learn unpredictability is now your predictability. So your normal is chaos and chaos is normal. So when you get into relationships, you seek that same thing because what we're talking about here is an attachment style: fearful, avoidant, disorganized, dysfunctional. And when that happens, what happens to the child is that because they've been grown up in an unpredictable environment, okay, their biggest fear is betrayal and abandonment and rejection, but really more betrayal. And so they're always afraid that someone's going to betray them. Well, if I have access to your home, I have access to your phone, all your passwords, the keys, all of that stuff. Why do I do that? Well, one could say it's great to have that physical safety and emotional safety. I know I can have access to come into your house. But I remember this moment in my head a couple of years ago with a particular girl. And I remember she got so angry or annoyed about the fact I didn't give her a key to my house. And it just clicked as she spoke. I said, oh, I get it. Because I remember she was also fearful avoidant too. And the reality is that they need that safety from you. But the problem is it will never end. They will keep on chewing for more safety from you because the real fact of the matter is the fear that they have is within themselves and the work they have not done. Dr. Bryant, I believe, has not done enough work in this aspect and is now masking it as emotional safety. Do you know how I know? Because I used to do the exact same thing where you mask an idea that you have behind the fact of, yes, this is true. It is what it is. But really and truly, you just know that there's something behind it, which is you haven't done the work. You haven't healed that wound. She talks about this particular man as somebody who she has, liked and gotten to know, and is somebody who, is been dating for a while, and she, they didn't have sex for a whole year because, she wasn't trying to be celibate. It just kind of fell into it, right? That's where it's confusing. And then now she's all horny and she wants to have sex. Okay, what's going on here? Yeah, that's why it's confusing. And now, of course, that story might have been edited, but actually I remember this story because she told it before. Right? And then it started making me think, well, are you not having sex because this is not a real story? Or you're not having sex with this person because actually, in order for you to be able to give up the sex because you're afraid, because remember the fear here for anybody like Dr. Bryant, when they come from an environment they have, one of the greatest fears is betrayal. If they give up the goods, that now means they've got what they wanted and potentially they can now betray you. Now, if the story is really true, as she's saying it is, it would actually make a bit more sense as to why this behavior exists. Now, she called it a love language that should have access to every part of your life. Because if someone's going to commit to you, if someone's going to be with you, if someone's going to be able to, as she says, have sex with you, then you need to be able to have all the access in the world to them. No, you don't. No, you don't. You need to trust them, right? Now, am I saying that you shouldn't have their passwords? No, if I'm a person, if I'm in a relationship, you can have my passwords. I don't mind, to my social media, to my YouTube. I don't really care because I have nothing to hide. And number two, I'm also a person that understands that is an act of trust and building trust between two people, right? You don't have to. But if you want to, by all means. Now, if you ask for it and you have to, we're in a different situation now. If you have to have that in order to feel safe, then you don't feel safe and you won't feel safe because having their password, I don't need a girl's password to feel safe, to trust them. I don't need to. Have I been cheated on before? Yes. Have I cheated before? Yes. But I don't need your password to feel safe because I feel safe within myself first. I'm emotionally safe within me. Dr. Bryant is not safe within herself. That's why she's now terming it a love language to have access to somebody when love languages are 5. It is gifts, acts of service, words of affirmation. All right. It is, what's number 3? Y'all know the time. Quality time as well, right? And there's another one I always forget, right? So you know physical touch. So you know that is not a love language, but she's masking it that way so that she can sell it to you. When in reality, it's actually her pain and it's actually her fears being masked. And if you follow this advice, yeah, it might sound good, but it will end you in a ditch. So what am I suggesting here? What I'm suggesting here is this: don't mask the pain that you have and the fear you have. Start confronting it. The reason why you have anger as an emotion is anger allows you to confront something. So what it's saying when you get angry is that thing at the back, come to the front so I can confront you. You understand what I'm saying too? It's time to stop running away and masking your actual pain and actually start facing it. Because you see, fearful avoidants crave closeness while they also fear the vulnerability of it all. They will tell you something. I feel safe with you, yet I want to run away from you. How can that be? It's a juxtaposition. How can you feel safe and want to run away from that person? Well, very easy. If you are fearful avoidant, you carry both the anxious and the avoidant patterns. And so actually, while she's telling us about all this access, she's still blocking some access. She has everything. So why is it taking her a whole year? Because the reality is, if she really is telling the truth about her story, then there is a craving for closeness, but there's a fear of vulnerability. Hence why she has run away from several different proposals. And those men stayed around for a long time, not even realizing that she was always going to run away. She equates control with emotional safety. It's control. Okay, she's a runner and she's a truck star. All right, it's not that they're not the right person. It's the fact that intimacy triggers her. So if you're somebody who says this thing feels safe, but at the same time feels very scary, it's because you are not realizing that you both want the thing and the very thing scares you because it exposes you. And the deep core what exposes is you don't think you're worthy for love. You don't feel like you actually deserve this love. You feel that betrayal is about to happen. If I let my guard down, they will hurt me. The fearful avoidant core wound, which is what I teach on my my coaching channel, is all about the person feeling like they're going to be hurt as a fearful avoidant. That's their greatest fear. You're going to hurt me. So whilst I may feel safe with you, my biggest fear is if I let my walls down, you're going to hurt me. And that's going to remind me of the trauma that I've already faced with somebody who I was supposed to love and they were supposed to love me, which is my parents. Because that's where the first abandonment, the first betrayal, the first rejection comes from. Okay? All right? So control and safety. All right? It gives us a sense of control when we are able to hold that access and we're afraid of being blindsided by this particular person. Okay? All right. The sexual avoidance that's also happening, right? Emotionally shutting down and numbing to try and avoid the sex maybe in the beginning of the relationship. And now she feels ready to because maybe she feels her safest. But she'll still move the goalpost. Because if you're somebody who's going to keep on testing, you're going to keep on moving the goalpost because you're always going to be wanting them to prove that they are safe for you. The problem is the more you keep testing, the more you keep banging on that door, the more you keep banging on that wall, eventually the wall will cave. Why? Because eventually it gets tiring. So if you're somebody looking at this particular clip and going, it's confusing, the reason why is because she's confusing. And if you're looking at the clip and going, I agree with it, I'm telling you, listen, you need to change it. This is control. This is not you coming from a place of emotional safety. Nothing wrong with having each other's passwords, by the way. It's what she said and how she said it. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked and stay loaded.